Hello everyone and welcome back to Properton. We're just looking at the four-way intersection that we built in our mini episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just really wanted to highlight just the ease of use of these new road tools and how you can create some pretty realistic intersections here in City Skylines too. So we're just going to do one quick, quick little fix on this one before we get going. One thing I forgot to show in the tutorial is just we're going to add the wide sidewalks to the one-way roads. And this will just stop any cars from parking here, just for aesthetics, basically. Also, just makes it easier for when you're looking at traffic. And then I just missed this one crosswalk there as well. So that one on that end maybe as well. There we go. So got all those out of the way now, which is great. And today we're going to continue working in this area. As I mentioned in the last video, we were looking at working on a master planned community. I guess it's not so much a community, maybe neighborhood. I'm not a city planner, so I don't know the exact correct terminology, but basically, yeah, we really want to build a nice big neighborhood here with a lot of community assets. We're going to try and squeeze in some industrial and also take care of some of our demands here. We're also going to look at the effects of tax rates on our city and loads other things to come. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So the first thing we need to work on is some of our terraforming. Just to make it a little bit easier to work, we are going to flatten a few pads in this area, and then we'll blend it back in once we're done. So I'll work on that a little bit here, but yeah, basically we're gonna put a pad about here, this area down here, a little bit of one bit lower, and then as we go further towards this water, this train keeps falling away. We're not gonna be working down here too much in this episode, but yeah, that's what we'll get started with. Alright, so we flattened out a few pads here, and don't worry, it looks ugly right now, but once we're kind of done building our final little bit of detailing, we'll be blending all of this together, so don't worry too much. It's going to look terrible for now, but it's intentional. Well, I guess not so much intentional, but it'll get fixed. So anyways, first of all, we're going to start off by putting in our roadway network. So we're going to come over here and pick our medium road. And we're just going to extend this straight out. I'm going to turn my contours back on, and we're going to go basically almost right up to the terrain edge. So right about there should do. And we'll be working in this area first, and then we'll kind of come on to our other areas as well. So I want to quickly just terraform out a bit of a slope here, and I'm going to take our brush size down and our strength as well. I'm going to right click here on Briar Rose Street and just sort of make sure there isn't too much of a slope. We did pull back quite a bit of terrain. And it does look like this road does sit a bit higher, so maybe we'll just grab that height there and see if that kind of helps accomplish what we want. And no, it doesn't. Okay, so it's fine. We're going to grab a 2-lane road and snap it right into this side here. And we'll just bring it up a little bit, and I'll actually just turn our elevation step down as low as we can. See what kind of road we can get that's something relatively not too steep. And yeah, that one does a nice cut and fill, so we'll do that and then just bring this down a little bit lower. And that does look like it maybe starts to get to ground, so we'll take it down one more step, and then finally we'll bring her home. Hey. How does that look? Okay. Let me just fix this one real quick. There we go. That's much better. All right, so we're going to bring this road all the way down as well, and basically just parallel, if I can talk, this other road. And we'll just snap right into there and bring this road straight across at 90. And that'll kind of put in a little bit of a starting square for us. So the first part of our sort of master plan is we're going to build a community wellness development kind of center. There's a few things we need to place. If we come into our education tab here, we can see we are missing well and highly educated Sims. And we really do need people moving through our education system because a lot of our businesses are starting to require well educated. If I just may jump over real quick, when we place down our gas power plant, one of the things is we're missing employees, and what we're actually missing is the 8 well educated employees. And so this isn't quite operating to its full efficiency, which is kind of counterintuitive because we're supposed to be using this to make money and sell power. So anyways, that's kind of one of the things we'll be doing first is we need to get our educational pipeline sorted. So if we come and just quickly measure across from middle to middle, 304-ish about meters or so. Sorry, my camera angle. So if we just come to about 152, perfect, right in the center, we'll just draw this little guide road there for me so I know where to start. And we'll start with the 2-lane road and just come in right to here, and then probably, if I can math correctly, 75 meters should do it. Well, that one didn't quite. Let me just fix that real quick. So like I said in my tutorial, if you're trying to get pretty precise measurements, try turning off snap to zoning length and snapping to grid, and that should be able to get the distance that we want. So if we want exactly 150, that should take us to, just need to turn off snapping to guidelines there for a moment as well, and take us right to there, and that should be nice and centered. So we'll just delete that road out real quick. Make sure we're working at ground level. We'll turn all our snapping back on. And snap to our guideline. There we go. That should do it. Zoning is kind of broken, but anyways. Hopefully that'll get addressed at some point. We'll take our college and we'll try and center it the best we can. And it looks like right about there is actually perfect. And I'm really liking how this asset kind of blends in to the background there, and I'm just realizing the road heights on this are a little bit messy, so let me just clean that up real quick. Alright, there we go. So our road is now nice and flat there like we need it to be. So we're just going to grab a couple parking lots and hopefully we can fit them. Of course that road would be too close. How about the medium? No? Okay, well we can place them here instead, so that works. And then we'll just take the fee up a tiny bit because we need some money to pay for everything. Because we're probably going to start bleeding cash here pretty soon. Yeah, but already not looking too great. So that's okay. We're gonna get to that. Don't worry too much. I'm not worried, so you shouldn't be there. So we'll connect up this road into there, and then we'll take this one also right into the other collector like so. And now we just have a couple roadway options here. We're gonna grab the alley and we're gonna take it just a little bit off this road here. And we're gonna bring it right up to the back. Just gonna turn our snapping back on. And we're gonna snap back into reality. Just kidding, snap back to the back of the road. And I'm gonna sit here and laugh at my own joke again for a little bit and put that there. And then what we need to do is go into our progression milestones and development tab. We're gonna unlock the welfare office because I think our city is gonna be in need of, not so much as gonna be in need of welfare, but you know, we want to make sure that our Sims are all being cared for no matter, you know, sort of what class in quotations they are part of. So yeah, if we grab into our police administration, and we'll just place the welfare office in behind like so, and there looks like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6. Not perfectly straight, but you know, that will work for us. And then again, with our other community amenities, we want to place another road again here along the side. And I think we're just starting to encroach a little bit into some of our pad that we didn't quite get flattened. So we'll just push that down a little bit. And if we come into our parks, we're gonna go into our large parks and just see. The large plaza doesn't fit there, but we'll put the city park here because this area is nice and treed, and I don't actually want to wipe out too many of these trees here, so we'll place that asset there. And we'll come back and try and find a better place for the large plaza. It could be effective kind of on this side, so we'll grab our 2-lane road here, and what we'll do is we'll just come right out to a 90. And I forgot to measure how long this was. 138, 93. Again, sometimes a bit of a snapping can be a bit of a pain because it'll mess with my measurements, but you know, the thing is we can turn a lot of the snapping off and then back on as required to get what we need. Bring that road out there at a 90 degree. I'll just drag it all the way like so. There we go. That all sorted. And yeah, come into our parks, large plaza. Okay, it doesn't quite fit. I'm sorry. I play a lot with between City Skylines 1 and 2, and some of my camera buttons are just slightly different, so I do apologize if I start going the wrong way, but we got 4 there. Again, this isn't going to quite center how I want it, so something tells me a couple roads are off. Let me just fix this up. All right, there we go. Got that all sorted out now, so that looks a little bit better. So we'll place another medical clinic just because they like to complain a lot about our medical coverage, and we'll place that somewhere maybe here at the back because that does give us some room to place the other assets eventually. And then we'll just come in and we'll also just place in a few of our sports parks. So we'll do a tennis court there. And maybe a skate park along there as well. Then we'll just try and sort of wrap these in a little bit of some path detailing just to kind of blend them in the best we can. Alright, got that sorted out. One final park we want to add is our if we can add just one more small plaza there, that would have been nice, but it's not gonna fit, so that's okay. Now that we have some of our community amenities in place, we'll leave this space a little bit open because we can also always place in more eventually. We'll move over to the other side. And actually, just before we do that, just remembered we want to place some commercial along here. So come out of that view and we'll go, I think 4x4s should be nice. Just a bit of bigger commercial assets here along this main collector. And yeah, we won't get too close up to the intersection, so we'll probably stop there. And then we'll just do a few more down here as well. Put that last one in. And yes, we'll keep going a little bit further to there. Then we'll switch to a 2x2, and then just some bigger ones here if we can. And then we'll kind of do similar on the other side, some 4x4s. Alright, well, while those grow in, we'll work over here on this side. So we'll come in, we'll take our collector, and we'll again extend it out as well. And just get it kind of aimed a little bit. Maybe this way we'll come into our continuous mode. And we'll just start to point it sort of in that direction, but we're going to try and do that nicely so that it doesn't look terrible. Like that. There we go. And here again, we're Gonna do a little bit of a grid, but what we're going to do just to try and make it a little bit different is we'll kind of just take it at an angle here. So if we can get it to a nice 45 like so, and then we'll take this out straight for a little bit, and then again at a nice 45 if we can. Let me take it off this road, should be able to see like so. And then we'll take this road straight through here, and we'll just do a little bit of terraforming, and I'm going to work in this area in a bit of a time lapse, and then we'll be back. Alright, now that we have some roadway network laid out, we'll get into some zoning again. And we want to add in mostly medium density in this area, I think will be best. So what we'll do is we'll just sort of mass zone a little bit since those two are not facing each other. And we're probably going to quickly run out of demand for medium density, but I do have a plan in place for that, so we'll just kind of see how many of those. Oh, awesome, new signature building available. We'll check that out in just a moment. We'll get some medium density placed, and actually what we'll do is take a look at that. So we have the Polaris Suites, and it gives +4 well-being within 1 kilometer. So why don't we see how that building... Ooh, okay, don't look over there right now. Some texture loading issues. Yeah, this game a bit hard on my GPU. Anyways, we'll let those grow in and see how tall they get compared to the Polaris Suites and kind of go from there. Another thing we want to do is just think about parking again, so we'll give them we don't need this road there. We can just give them a couple small parking lots on that road there. And one of the things I wanted to address as well in this episode is we are losing quite a bit of money again. So if we come into our budget, we're just going to make a couple adjustments. So in terms of taxation, we're surprisingly actually going to take some of it down because we want to get some well-educated and highly educated into our city. So we're going to take those down to 9. Oh, excellent. We have some tax rate there. So that means people are starting to come in. And we'll leave commercial where it is. Office, we're also going to take it down just so that we can start to maybe hopefully get some office demand. And then if we come into our service budgets, we'll just drop roads pretty low. We'll take the service fee off that one. And we'll just drop a little bit of fire, a little bit of police. And then we'll drop our parks and recreation as well. And we'll just leave these as temporary to hopefully kind of balance the budget a little bit. So again, taxation. Yeah, we'll see. So one other thing is if citizens have enough money to upgrade their homes, then they will do that and they consume less services, which less services, especially for power, if we can export that, then that'll actually help us. So we'll leave it there for now, and then hopefully we can just sort of keep building and eventually we'll upgrade. Alright, so our medium density is starting to fill in very nicely, just as it starts to rain here in Properton, and looks like the snow is actually coming down the hill, so winter must be just around the corner. So we maybe want to finish building what we're working on before that arrives. But yeah, so while some of that settles in, we're just going to work down on this kind of bottom terrace for just a little bit. And we have a few things that we want to get in place. If we come into our air pollution, we can see our wind direction is mostly blowing this way. So this actually is a prime place to sneak in just a little bit of industrial. I think it would be good to have this here just to give our commercial businesses something a little bit closer. Should hopefully reduce some of their transportation cost and help them be more profitable, upgrade, more taxes. You get the picture. Hopefully that means we'll start making more money and we'll stop losing so much. So one of the things we're going to do right before that, though, is we're going to bridge across to connect to this side of our rural build as well. So we'll get started on that. Alright, now that that road is in place, we'll get working on some of our industrial. So we'll come into our small roads again. We got our contours on. We'll just try and snap maybe as close as we can to this road, maybe about here. We'll try and bring that out at a not too crazy of a slope since it's mostly industrial traffic. That looks good there. And then if we'll put our continuous on again, just so that we can have some nice bendy roads here, and we'll work our way almost right over to this edge here, and we'll kind of stop it there for now. We won't place down too much in this area to start with, but yeah, if we come in, we'll grab our alley and we'll kind of try and mirror that the best we can going this way. There we go. And then we'll just connect it up with a 2-lane road for now. there. And maybe just one over here as well. And then we can put in some smaller properties and then those kinds of things here. Alright, so there it is, the beginning of our master plan neighborhood. It's really starting to come together, minus some of the gas stations. We need gas. So, anyways, one thing I just wanted to highlight, we are starting to make a little bit of money now that we've increased our population. And as you can see from our taxation, the only thing that we left high was commercial. But this seems to be pretty robust demand. This is really hard to lower. So that's bringing in the bulk of our tax revenue at the moment. We did drop some of our services down and maybe squeeze in a few more parking fees here and there. But all in all, yeah, we're starting to get a little bit more balanced. And so it's really good to see a positive trend finally. Hopefully, yeah, the one thing that's still kind of eluding us is office demand. So, yeah, high skill labor availability. Simply, we just don't have enough educated or well-educated Sims yet. So, hopefully, as our city grows and Sims start moving through our education system, we'll be able to kind of close that gap. But, yeah, really appreciate everyone joining in today. Again, if you have any comments below, please do leave them. I don't see many comments, so I'm assuming you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. If that's not the case, please let me know. You know, I'm always looking to improve on my builds and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.